Hey everyone, what's going on? Today I wanted to show you how I keep all of my client and personal creative files organized using a simple yet effective folder structure. Keeping files organized is a pretty daunting task when you look at it. I've seen plenty desktops that are completely covered in miscellaneous files and random junk that people aren't even using anymore. So I wanted to share my system for keeping things organized and clean while still being able to find everything that you need, even if it's months or years after the fact. So let's jump into the computer and see what we can do. So to start, we're going to open up our brand new 2023 folder, and inside you'll find nothing because it's brand new. So to start, the first thing I like to do is change this window view because I don't really care for this like grid layout. So what I like to do is usually the three column view up here or the simple single column, and we'll switch between the two as we're creating the folders and working with everything right now. So like I said, we're going to be using a folder structure to keep everything nice and organized. So the first folder I'm going to want to create is actually my template folder. So we're going to name this template. And then inside of this folder, now we're going to open up that three column view, and you can actually see all of my previous folders here. If you want an in-depth video on how I organize all of my business files, resource files, and client files, let me know in the comments below and I will get on that. Inside of the template folder, we're actually going to make all of the folders that we're basically going to copy and paste into each of the client folders as we get clients and bring them in. The first folder that we're going to make is going to be our video folder. This is going to house all of the raw footage from our cameras. Now, inside of the video folder, I like to make a folder for every month just to help keep things a little bit organized. So we're just going to put 1 January, 2 February, and so on. So now that all of that is done, we have our video folder all set up. We're going to jump back into the template folder and we're going to make our second folder in here. The second folder is going to be our photo folder. I am a photographer and videographer, so I do a lot of photo and video work. So I always like to have a folder completely dedicated to photo. That way I'm not having to jump back and forth between just a raw files folder that has photo and video. Once we have the photo folder, we're actually going to add all of those months into this folder as well, but instead of manually typing every single month in, we can actually go back into this video folder and just Command C on a Mac or Control C on a Windows computer and go into the photos folder and hit Command V or Control V, and that will actually paste all of the months into the photo folder from the video folder without copying any of the contents inside because it's simply a template. So all of the folders are going to be empty anyway. Now that we've got all of those copy and pasted into the photos folder, we can move on to the next folder, which is going to be our audio folder. Inside of the audio folder, we're going to be storing music, sound effects, and dialogues, so we want to make a folder for each of those. That way we can keep everything organized without having to scroll through a whole bunch of different audio files and find the one that we need. So we're going to make our music folder, our dialogue folder, and lastly, our sound effects folder. Once we have all of those in, one more time, we're going to copy and paste all of those months into each of these folders. I do already have it copied, so I just go into each folder and I hit Command V, Command V, and Command V, and that will copy all of the months into each of those folders. Now that we've got that all done, we're going to jump back into the template folder, and we've only got 2 more folders that we're going to make, and then we are done. The fourth folder is going to be our assets folder. Inside of this folder, we're going to house any logos, fonts, lower thirds, anything that is custom to the client that will be used across the board on most projects. The final folder that we are going to make is going to be our deliverables folder. Inside of the deliverables folder, we're going to add a folder for video and a folder for photo. And then one more time, you guessed it, inside of each of those folders, we are going to copy and paste the months again. And this is just going to help us keep things a little bit more organized. That way, if a client posted something in January and they need me to go back and find that, it's probably going to be in the January folder for that photo or video. And that's all there is to it. If you'd like to see this in practice, I actually have my Hardcastle Creatives folder right here. That's going to be all of my personal projects. I treat myself like a client, so I keep everything organized like a client. And if I just put this into my 2023 folder under clients, we can see right here that I have all of those different folders. One folder that I did add to my own is a project files folder. This is where I'm going to keep keep any Adobe Lightroom project files or Adobe Premiere project files as I transition fully to DaVinci Resolve. But seeing this in practice, if I go into the video folder here under January, you can see I actually have 2 days already in here for January 1st and January 2nd, and I like to keep everything organized by date, and you can see inside of each of these I actually have which device was used for the video. So I have my A7S III, my MacBook Pro. Today, January 2nd, as of filming this, I did a time lapse with my iPhone 13 Pro Max, and so I have that in here under the correct folder. If we go all the way down here into audio, you can see I have music selected for today's date. And then if we go into deliverables, you can see I have each of these different reels already completed and ready to post on the day that I need them. And that's it. Just a disclaimer, this is a system that I adopted from a former workplace that improved upon my previous folder structure. And it may not work for everybody, so make sure to adjust things as needed for your environment. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know in the comments below. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications to be notified anytime I upload a new video, which might be a little bit more this year. We'll see. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you guys next time. Peace out. All right, I'm done. Boop, boop, boop.